Today, I'm excited because I want to go over something with you that is really confusing when you want to make a real change in your life. So it seems kind of obvious and logical, right? If you see something inside yourself, excuse me, that you want to shift, that needs shifting, that you would be much happier, oh, excuse me, if you shifted, transformed, and you and all the people around you would be much happier, and you don't or you can't make the shift. What's going on? Why, if there's something that's important to us and we want to do it and it makes sense and we know we'll be happier, why can't we do it? Why won't we do it? Why don't we do it? This is resistance to what we say we want. And it happens with everyone. Now, I'm not saying when you delay writing a thank you note or when you don't go and answer your emails. I'm not really talking about that level of delay or resistance. I'm talking about things that are really important to you, like being kinder to the people you love, being kinder to yourself, actually creating that next level in your business that you think you could go to, you know you can go to, you hope you can go to, you really want to go to, and that you know will serve. And yet you're not making the moves to do it. And you've already reached a good level for yourself. And you really do think this will be a challenge and it'll be a fun challenge and it makes sense and your business would do better, and yet you don't do it. When I have been in different business coaching communities, when I have been the one that was being coached, not the coach, but the one that being coached, I notice this all the time in my fellow colleagues that we'd be paying really good money, including myself. And we would say we want something in our business, and yet we wouldn't do the things we said we were going to do, we wanted to do, we knew would be helpful. We wouldn't do them over and over and over and over again. And people would do their individual presentations for the business coach, and you could just see and you could hear the places where they were stopping. So this is what I want to talk about, because resistance is so confusing to the mind. We feel like we shouldn't be resistant. We feel like there's something wrong with us. Well, over the next couple weeks, I'm going to go into this in a way to which I believe you probably haven't thought of before, and which sheds a really important light on what's actually going on, because resistance is not failure, it's a signal. Resistance isn't failure on your part, it's a signal. And by the way, hi everybody, and thank you so much for coming. It's great to see you all here. All right, so you've probably noticed that even when you know you want something and you say you want it and you set out to do it or get it, you find bumps along the road, sometimes mountains, not just bumps. I'm going to be quiet for a second while that truck goes by. They don't call it the hero's journey for no reason. Of course, there are outer obstacles, fire-breathing dragons, or, in our world, deadlines, stress, team members not pulling together, loved ones not doing what you wish they would. Yet, the most difficult dragon of all is the resistance we set up inside of ourselves against what we say we want. So I want to show you why it isn't a dragon, but it's a signal, and one that won't turn off till we let it actually guide us in the right direction. It won't turn off until we let it guide us in the right direction. It might minimize some, we might be able to work around it, but that it stays there until we receive the gift that it is there to give us. And it is a huge gift, because this inner resistance knows something that we don't consciously know. Now, resistance shows up loudest, hardest, strongest when something vital inside of you is ready to emerge but can't. Let me say that again, it's so important. Resistance shows up loudest when something vital inside you is ready to emerge but can't. So resistance to what we say we want shows up in many ways, like I alluded to before, hiring a business coach we respect for a goal we want, and then only doing a fraction of what she suggests, or doing it half-heartedly, or expecting our partner to be perfect, and then when they're not, treating them worse than we treat our best friends. Resistance is loud, insistent, and annoyingly repetitive. It's often what aggravates our friends about us, even when we don't see it, because to us it looks logical. So our friends can, they hear us saying, I want this, I want to eat better, I want to take better care of my body, I want to exercise, I want to lose weight, I want to give a TEDx talk. They hear us saying these things, they believe in us. Well, they used to anyway, and they might still, and yet they see us not doing what we say we want. And for them, from the outside, it doesn't look logical. It's like, we know you can do it. Why aren't you doing it? And this is confusing to us too, because it does seem logical what we're asking for. It shows up, the way we resist, in how we think, the way we feel, and what we do and don't do about what we say we want. So what is it that you have been saying you want for a while? And especially the ones that are really, really important. And what seem like the mountains? What seem like the fire-breathing dragons? What are some of the resistances in yourself that you're fighting? And is there a possibility? Are you willing to consider the possibility that there is a gift in this resistance waiting inside of it that will propel you, be important for you, open your life up? Because that's what I see all the time. So let's say you want a better sex life, and then unexpectedly you have the most wonderful, earth-shattering orgasm. And immediately afterwards, you begin to think, why is this one so much better? Why hasn't sex felt like this to me before? What can I do to make this happen again? I'm mad at my partner that this hasn't happened lately. What's wrong with them? What's wrong with me? And on and on. And of course, you're completely obliterating the experience of your body and going right up into the punitive mind. It doesn't make any sense. And yet, that's one of the things that we do. It doesn't make any sense. That one's a more visceral one, so let me use a more common one. So I'm going to talk about a client who was about 100 pounds overweight. And she was really smart. She knew exactly what to do to lose weight. She really wanted to. She really needed to for her health. But then she said, I'll do anything except stop eating sugar. Well, that was never going to work for her, especially because she loved sugar and she was eating a lot of it. And of course, that was terrible for her health. And she knew this. So how could that kind of resistance be a gift? In what way, Wendy, could that possibly be a gift? Well, I think of it like a resistance is a horse. There's more traffic than usual, sorry. Resistance is a horse who refuses to move, pulls back on the lead, pushes her hooves deep into the ground. No, you can't make me. And when you look at the road that's in front of this horse, you see the rattlesnake you hadn't noticed before, which she was very aware of. The horse was very aware of this rattlesnake. So there is a danger here that's not apparent. And until the danger is dealt with, the hooves dig in. It's very smart of this horse. So when my client, who wouldn't stop overwhelming her body with sugar, she still did want this result for her life, and it took a lot of unraveling for her. She had grown up very poor and with very little food resources, so poor that in the small town they lived in, people would put bags of groceries in her family's car when the family wasn't nearby. So it was very tough. And her family had very strong religious views, and those religious views didn't didn't support. I'll call her Marilyn. Didn't support Marilyn's life. Her really gorgeous, artistic inner life was beautiful. So she became very rigid in her body and rigid in her opinions and in her options. Now, we couldn't solve her resistance to what she said she wanted until we slowed down what was actually happening inside of her. When she slowed way down, and we did this through the process that I use, she was able to experience a microsecond of longing for something else, a longing which she hadn't, a longing for this deeper life, a longing for something that was stronger than the sugar. And she hadn't been able to experience the depth of that longing. The sugar was covering it up. The sugar was safer. And as she began to experience this longing and how important it was to her to have this different kind of life, then she was able to slow down the automatic sugar feast and have that moment, that microsecond of breathing, that microsecond of actually feeling what she actually really, really, really did want, which was this deep, sensual, sensuous, artistic, gorgeous inner and outer life. And she started being able to move towards it. So this longing, this microsecond of longing, which she was terrified to feel, and which we all are, that was the snake in the road. That looked like the snake in the road. But actually, it was the gift. But that snake had to be attended to. So I call this an addictive pattern, and it's in all of us. So the immediate move to the sugar takes the place of actually experiencing what we want. Just like the immediate move to criticizing that fantastic orgasm takes the place of actually experiencing the depth of what just happened, which might even be a little scary and a little sad if it hasn't happened that often before in that way. So the snake in the road, the attention needs to be paid to it. It's not a snake really, but it needs to stop us because there's something really, really big underneath the fear. It's vital to uncover the truths and the longings that control our actions and feelings for a lifetime. So that's, oh wait, there's one more little piece I want to talk to you about here. It's easy to feel like there's something wrong with you. It's easy to feel that when you're being so obviously resistant to what is so clear would be better for you, it's easy to feel like there's something wrong with you. What I'm showing you here, I was going to say suggesting, but it's really not a suggestion. This is what I see in myself, in my clients. It's some of the most powerful work I've seen people do. And that is in, because what we do is we start beating ourselves up about our resistance to what we say we want. And some of you who are here, I know you, and I know that can be a pattern that's really devastating. Not just that we can't uncover the gift, but then what we do to ourselves when we can't uncover it. So I'm leaving you with the thought and the question to ponder, just the opening in your mind. Is it possible that this feeling, this really bad feeling you have in yourself about not doing what you say you want to do and what you need to do and what would help you and what would make you feel better, that that maybe the not doing of it is, and the intense resistance you keep feeling, maybe there's something real that's scary. It feels scary to go after it, but is actually what you're waiting for, like that sensuous, beautiful, artistic inner life that Marilyn was able to find. So give that some thought. I see a whole bunch of you joining me. I'm just about to end. I appreciate that you're here. It's really great to know that you're here, and I hope that this was meaningful for you. And I'll see you all with more about this next time.